Shalom, shalom, everyone. So I want to come up here and make this quick video. I was sent this article just recently by someone who has commented on one of my videos. She is a Namibian sister who is currently living abroad in Germany, but she wanted to speak and share with me and speak to me about the Herero and also, I believe, the Nama as well. Their Israelite origins. And I share in that belief as well as she does. I believe that they are of Israelite origins simply because there are a lot of things that happened to them that line up with the scriptures, especially the curses, Deuteronomy 28. And so I want to share this. And if you haven't seen my video discussing the Nama and the Herero genocide, if you haven't even heard of it, I encourage you to watch it and do some research on it, look it up, or you can just Google it. I will link my video down below. But it's something that it was a genocide that happened not just barely 100 years ago. So it's very, very, very recent. It's not like something that took place in the 1800s or the 1700s. It happened in the 1900s. So anyway, I want to share this article. As you can see here, it says that, first of all, I'm on the Namibian news broadcasting website. And so it says here, 41-member delegation to travel to Germany to collect Namibian skulls. And here's a picture of the delegation. And the brief verbiage here says that a 41-member delegation will travel to Germany to collect skulls of Namibians taken there, allegedly for scientific experiments. I personally am not a fan of the word allegedly in that sentence because the fact of the matter is that the heads were severed from innocent people. They were placed on props, and they were placed up on props and sticks. And from what I've heard and learned is from the German scientists examining these skulls is where they begin to realize that the African gene, the African DNA was dominant instead of in comparison to the modern day European gene, which is recessive. They begin to notice the differences between the two, between the modern day European and the African, the man that came out of Africa, the human that came out of Africa. So, I believe that there definitely was some scientific experiments going on, but if they want to say allegedly, then allegedly it is. But I have my own personal beliefs. Continuing on, the group here, led by Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, Katrina Hans Himarawa, briefed President Hage Geingold, I guess, about the planned trip at State House. So I'm going to play this quick little video, and then I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
The delegation, which include leaders from the Nama, Herero, Banderu, and the Council of Traditional Authorities, will also be accompanied by Vice President Nangolo Mbumba. Mbumba serves as the chairperson of the Political Committee on Genocide, Reparations and Apology. About 22 skulls are said to be repatriated, and the group will depart on the 26th of this month.
On the other side, we will be met by our ambassador, of course, and also by the representatives of the German government. There will be ceremonies, there will be programs, there will be virgins way through the official handing over will also take place between the two governments, the government of the Republic of Namibia, represented by myself, and a representative from the German government.
This will be the third set of human remains to be returned to Namibia as part of the ongoing repatriation process. While in Berlin, the delegation will also attend the renaming ceremony of streets after Namibians who resisted colonialism. Late Aman Klein Gaup, Cornelius Friedrichs, and Kakurukade Mungunda will be honored with streets named after them in the African Quarter area of the German capital.
Of course, it's a solemn occasion. We will be attending in Germany. We are very excited and happy also for the support and cooperation we are receiving from the side of the German government.
Hans Himarawa says the delegation had also requested to return the Bible of the Nama Gaup, Hendrik Witbooi, confiscated by the Germans during the war. The Germans, however, offered to hand it over to the Namibian government themselves. Blanche Corres, NBC News, Windhoek.
Okay, so that was the video about that. And if you weren't able to make out everything they were saying, they were just basically saying that there was going to be different ceremonies and things that was going to kind of mark the handing over ceremony from the German government to the Namibian government. And then there's also this is also the third set of human remains that have been confiscated or taken back and given back to the people of Namibia. And I do want to point out and say that although I do believe that the Nama and the Herero people are Israelite origins and that there are Israelites living in South Africa, that doesn't mean that I believe that every person of these tribes are of Israelite origins. As we know, there was a lot of mixing that took place through the colonization, just like in America. Just like in South America. And so the scripture tells us that mixing is against it's unlawful for the Israelite. So you can see that in Deuteronomy, where it says that you know, the mixed child or the mixed seed should not enter into the congregation of the Lord until the 10th generation. And then also, if you read the book of Ezra, and I believe it's at chapter 10. Nehemiah talks about it, and then also the book of Esdras in the Apocrypha. I believe it's First Esdras, but I can link them down below. But it talks about the men of Judah and Levi and other tribes mixing with other women of the land, strange women of the land, and making these children, and so they had to put the children and the wives away. Now I know that may sound harsh today, but that was what the law was. That's what it was. So I wanted to make that point that there are a lot of mixed people that are claiming that are of descendancy of a Nama or Herero people, just like there are a lot of mixed African Americans, but that doesn't make every person from these tribes of Israelite origin. Again, if you don't believe that these people are of Israelite origins, okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I'm not going to get into petty debates and arguments about things like that. I'm so far past that. I never really was on that, but I may have entertained it a little bit here and there, but I'm not interested in going back and forth with anyone on silly debates just to prove points. I mean, there's so much more going on. There's so much more to be doing than to be arguing about opinions. So if you, whatever, you're free to believe whatever you want to believe, but just take that nonsense somewhere else. I'm not interested. But what I want to show here, these are the heads of these people. They were called Hottentots as a byword, which is the same as like Kafer, Negro, nigger, whatever byword and proverb they can come up with. They were called these names as well, and marked these names as well. And these are the heads. I don't know if this is the specific heads, but just want to show you all. Now, they say that these were allegedly used for scientific experiments, but I can't imagine what else they would have been there for. Of course, they were examined and all of that. I apologize if these are a bit gruesome, but I wanted to show you all exactly what these people, and I say my people, went through, because my DNA test showed that I had matches with them, even though some of the results may have shifted a little bit now. I still match with them, and I still believe that they are of Israelite origin, and therefore my brothers and my sisters. So anyway, it says here the tragic story of El Negro, the severed head of a Nama man before being sent to race scientists, in Berlin. And then it says here, severed head of Shark Island prisoner, Hottentot number 7. Oh my God. We don't even know its name. Anyway. Here's pictures of it's the Nama and the Herero genocide. And the scripture says that you'll have a yoke of iron put upon your neck. You'll be made a slave. You'll be in lack of all things, and hunger and thirst and want of all things. And so here it is. You can see it. And I encourage you all to look it up, you're on your own free time, as I'm running out of time here on my video. But you can see they were hung just like us, lynched just like us. They were made prisoners of war. They were sent to concentration camps on Shark Island. And I will encourage you all again to look this up, and I will link my video down below. All right, thanks so much for watching.